Hey guys, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host as always, Jay Schatzer, and today I've got a great cult classic flick lined up for us. It is Richard Stanley's 1990 masterpiece, Hardware. It's just a great, badass flick that you really need to see. So let's get right into this one. Here is Hardware. Hardware, aka Mark 13, is a hypnotizing post-nuclear tech noir by renegade South American filmmaker Richard Stanley. Infused with a hard-edged science fiction style and bleeding with a harsh neon-lit color palette, this amazing film is a truly unique cinematic gem. Dwelling in atmosphere and entirely engrossing, Hardware is a savage sci-fi tale that genuinely exemplifies Richard Stanley's strikingly visionary craftsmanship. The film takes place in a depressing wasteland civilization where scavenging is the key to survival, and happiness seems like a thing from the long-dead past. The story focuses on an estranged couple, Moses and Jill, as they reunite after Moses brings her a gift from the wasteland in the form of a decommissioned Mark 13 military cyborg unit. Seemingly disposed and inoperable, Jill decides to use the parts for an art project that she is working on, only to shockingly find out that the cyborg has begun putting itself back together, and its main objective is to eradicate any life in the vicinity. Soon, no one is safe in the high-rise apartments in which she lives, and people begin dropping left and right from the nefarious intentions of the berserk Mark 13 unit. Stacey Travis takes on the role of the beautifully fiery wasteland artist Jill. Exceptionally breathtaking and insanely sympathetic, Travis puts her entire self into the character, forcing us to care for her well-being and survival in this technocentric horror thriller. Tremendously grounded in reality, yet surrounded by otherworldly things, Stacey Travis does a commendable job in making all the proceedings seem natural and genuine. The same can be said for the lone wasteland rebel Moses, played by the charismatically cool Dylan McDermott. Sporting a robotic hand and a badass disposition, McDermott absolutely gels within the moody atmosphere of Richard Stanley's apocalyptic landscape. The chemistry between McDermott and Travis is electrifying, and their very human interactions and clashing perspectives in the film are quite relatable and especially intrinsic to the validity of the production. Another aspect that brings everything to life is Richard Stanley's keen vision of a future world gone to shit. From desolate ruined cityscapes to crowded shantytowns, to the expansive visual scope of the surrounding wastelands, Stanley has efficiently defined the overall nature of this dangerous apocalyptic cinematic world. It feels thoroughly lived in and wholly inhabited, thanks to the diverse cast of characters and the respectful presentation of each eye-opening location. I also can't stress enough how accomplished the effects work of the Mark 13 robot really is. Insanely intimidating and powerfully constructed, this science fiction baddie could make Terminator take a step back in awe. The Mark 13 is just honestly visually breathtaking, and the brutality it is able to display when things really start to go crazy in the film is outstandingly grotesque and gore-tastic to the last. Blood flies and bones break in the most awe-inspiring of ways, giving Italian horror filmmakers like Dario Argento and Lucio Fulci a run for their money. The end result is simply horrific, bringing the man versus machine aspect of the production to stark realization. When it comes to visceral and vibrant science fiction with a hard-edged and cruel persona, you won't find a film more savage than Hardware. From its well-established characters to its genuine portrayal of a civilization on the brink of extinction, this production has the goods in all the right places. Beautifully filmed in stylish flair, Richard Stanley created a demented masterpiece with this one. If you love films that go off the rails and wild with their material, then this flick is your savior. Completely chaotic and painfully brutal, this is horror sci-fi at its absolute best. In the end, Hardware is hardcore science fiction horror heaven. And guys, that is the amazing Hardware, one of Richard Stanley's best. I put it right up there with his Dust Devil, just a great flick. But guys, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that review, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe. And if you have time, leave a comment below because I'd love to hear from you. But until then guys, I will see you at the next movie review. Take care.